I don't actually see that as a problem, and here's why. We can actually, we can use the orthographic view, or we can incorporate perspective. But whatever we do, if we have a flat plane and then we draw a line that shows where, for example, objects, let's say 2 meters high are. And let's say we now include perspective. Fine. What we don't see is objects 4 meters high going under that line, ever.
Okay, so
that's actually what's required if we look at Miles Davis's footage.
Okay,
that's what's required to happen.
Hold on, Ranty. Sorry, just 1 second. So what you said is, if we draw a line from the observer to something at 2 meters and 4 meters, so you are describing an orthographic representation, Larry.
Not necessarily. We can do it with perspective and have it. If we have the line angling downwards, we can include perspective and have, let's say we have 10 objects at 2 meters and then the 11th object at 4 meters. We can have the line angling downwards, so we are including perspective, but then the 11th object will be above that line.
Okay.
It will not follow the same
Sorry,
line
Larry.
as the other
Sorry.
object.
I'd just like to prove that out with you right now. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen, Larry?
Yes.
Draw a line from the view of the perspective of the person who's looking at this picture to the boat. Draw a line. How do I draw that line? Where does the line start exactly?
I was talking
Does
about
it start here, Larry?
view.
Larry, does it start here?
Nathan, I don't see anything.
I wasn't
on your
talking
icon.
about that at
Oh, right.
all.
I'll say it again, Larry. The way you described it was to draw a line from the person to the target. Now I'm asking you to do it. So do it.
I wasn't talking about that, and you know it.
Oh, sorry. So
talking
as I specifically said then, you were talking about a perspective view then, Larry.
Wouldn't we be
Precisely.
having a reasonable-
Shut your mouth. So as I specifically pointed out, what you were detailing was, fact, a perspective view. Exactly as I said then.
So,
can you present me, Nathan, please?
This is what you were describing, Larry. A side elevation where we can see both the observer and the
wasn't what I
target.
meant, so
That's what you were describing, Larry. That was my objection. Then
it actually
you said
wasn't.
that it could include perspective, and I asked you to draw a line in this picture, and you are yet
Look.
to do it. So do it. Draw a line from the viewer to the target. Is it from here, Larry? Is this...
my point. There is no need to strawman my point and...
No, this is not a straw man. Excuse me, Larry.
It is
you
actually.
specifically said you could draw a line from the observer to the target. Now I'm asking you to do it. It's not straw man. Back your claim. Draw that line. Or, Larry, is there multiple lines from this position when we're actually doing it with perspective? Do the lines come down from here to the target and here to the target and here to the target because all of this is the view of the observer? Or like this, do we have one specific single point that we can draw a line from, Larry?
Here, but can you please stop?
Oh, you're swearing now, are you, Larry?
Yeah.
That's the last chance. I've told you twice. Try not to swear, just because you're triggered and we're destroying your religion.
Swear. I just
There's
said
no need to
stupid,
swear,
that's
just
not
because...
swearing.
Yeah, shut him up. So just because we're taking your religion to pieces, Larry, there's no need to swear at me.
Explain what my point was.
Yeah, I think we have failure to communicate on this one.
Yeah, could I ask a question, please?
Go ahead.
Nathan, could you present my screen just for a second?
Europe.
Right. Lowry, can you show me the width of Mount Rainier and the width of St. Helens in this orthographic view?
I'm not sure why the width matters.
Well, why no?
Hold on. It's a simple yes or no question.
Yeah,
Can
you
you
just answer
or
the
can you
question?
not
Just answer
show the
question.
width of the mountain? Yes or no?
I'm still not sure why it matters.
It's a simple yes or no question. I'll repeat it for the third time for Larry. Yes or no, Larry. That means there is a yes answer or a no answer. It's a closed question. Can you or can you not see the width of the mountain in this depiction?
Yes or no? Yes,
Oh,
no.
you
Nobody talk. Larry, do you need the question repeating? Could you not hear it?
I heard it.
Can you answer it,
My
please?
answer is no, and I will be waiting.
Oh, so no problem. It's a
I
closed
will be
question. We didn't
waiting
want to
with
follow up.
enthusiasm to
We didn't
see
need a follow up.
what you are
Ranty, please continue with your
So, what are you
supplementary
going for?
point.
Okay, so as we cannot, from this angle and this view, this diagram, we cannot ascertain what the width of the mountains are. It is not a view out of your eyeball.
Did anyone say it's a view from
Yes,
the
you seem to think that this
eyeball?
yes, that was a question. I'll answer it. You seem to think this represents reality, Larry, and you're wrong. We're painstakingly pointing out why. It's not funny.
Like,
Nathan, this
did,
is where
did anyone say that from an eyeball? Like, did anyone say that?
Yeah,
But
yes.
why-
This
Why are you
picture.
making that
Yes,
point?
that's a question you're asking. I'm going to answer it. Yes, this was taken from the eye of the observer. This, the way you globehead retards
that's
represent
it.
the world, is not from the eye of the observer. The net effect being that it removes perspective, Larry. That's the net effect.
Yeah, but you have also, like, here's my goddamn point from before. My suggestion was we can take a side view that's fully orthographic and it doesn't include perspective.
No shit. We're saying you can't do that because that doesn't represent the world.
Let me make this fucking point.
Don't need to swear. Last
Let me
opportunity.
make this fucking point.
What? That you can put it in a side view? We know.
Yeah, but we can then take a side view and incorporate perspective like you have done in many pictures before.
You can, but you don't. How many bloody times your calculator doesn't do that?
I don't care.
Oh, really? Well, then piss off and go and believe in R and ignore perspective. Don't tell me that it's not important.
You guys really cannot have a reasonable discussion.
Just sod off. Go and believe in a world with no perspective, Larry. Don't tell me that you can
Well,
put
if you-
my world into a side view and suddenly that it doesn't need perspective. Or that you could, you don't, but you could include perspective. You don't.
You haven't given any reasonable arguments here.
Oh, really? I'll give it right now. Your world excludes perspective. Something that we do see in this picture. That's my argument.
Well, actually it doesn't. So,
Oh, sorry, this picture doesn't include perspective. Are you brain dead?
no, our worldview doesn't exclude perspective.
Yes, it does. We've just painstakingly took you through it on several occasions by using the whole numbers, the absolute sizes of things, which do not change on the left-hand side or the right-hand side of the picture. You completely ignore all angular relationships of anything in the picture, because in this view, you can't draw a single line from target to observer. There are multiple lines, resulting in angular relationships and not absolute sizes that are dealt with in your calculator. That is how you remove perspective. It's about the 6th time we've explained it to you on this show today.
Okay, let me ask a question. If we were talking about how orthographic view works,
We're not. We're talking about how the world works. Are you deaf and dumb and stupid? You want to talk about how an orthographic world works. We don't, because that's not the world. So no, don't
But
ask how we
you
can talk
use-
about orthographic. This is not an orthographic view. Are you dumb? Do you see an orthographic view on your screen, dumbass?
look, you used in
It's
the
another
beginning
closed
of this very
question.
same handout,
Another
you
closed
used
question.
our orthographic
Do
view to
you
debunk our
see
model.
an
Then you
author...
changed
Right,
the
I'm just going to
view
kick you out, Larry.
were talking
It's a closed
about.
question, Larry. Just keep talking.
Look,
It's a closed question.
look,
Closed question,
God
Larry.
damn it, mate.
Closed question, Larry. Do you see an orthographic view on screen?
you presented it before, and then
Yeah.
you changed
Do you
into that
see
view.
an orthographic
Why?
view or not?
You presented an orthographic view before.
No,
to debunk
this.
our model, and then
I don't
you
care.
changed the
This.
question.
I'm just
Why?
going to kick you out. This is descending into nonsense. Either you
Why
answer my questions,
did
Larry,
you
or I kick
change
you out.
What we were talking about.
Yeah. Do you
Why
see an
did you
orthographic view
change
on screen
what
or
we were
not?
talking about. We were talking about orthographic view, then you changed what we are actually talking about. Why?
No. So what we were doing was presenting an orthographic view to demonstrate how your world is wrong. You then told us that an orthographic representation was wrong and we shouldn't be using it. Even though we're taking your calculator apart, now you're trying to tell us that we should use an orthographic view for this.
Why did you change the question?
Oh, piss off, Larry. I'm sick of you. You're just a wanker. Sod off.
No, he's more than a wanker.